Hey everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of the Airline Alliance series. Now I started this with Star Alliance first, and we are now going to be dealing with the One World Alliance. So I'm going to let my co-star tell you exactly what to do, and then we'll get right into it.
Welcome back to my dad's channel. If you're new here, make sure to click that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to share.
So the One World Alliance is second in the series because they are the second oldest. We're going to be doing this by seniority. Now, they are the second oldest one, and they were formed on the 1st of February in 1999. Another distinction that this alliance has is that it is the only one with headquarters right here in the United States. They're headquartered out of Fort Worth, Texas. And they share a headquarters campus with American Airlines, one of the founding members of the alliance. Now, speaking of founding members, the other members, and there are 5 in total, including American Airlines, are British Airways, Canada Airways International, which is now defunct, Cathay Pacific, and Qantas Airlines out of Australia. Now, One World Airlines has half the members of the Star Alliance, but they do have some notables, just like the Star Alliance does, such as Qatar Airways, that is famous for the Q Suites product, Cathay Pacific, one of the founding members, and Japan Airlines. A lot of people do cross bookings in order to fly them from the West Coast to Japan and all points in Asia. So they do have notable members in addition to non-member partners. When you book, sometimes you can find other airline carriers that they partner with that aren't necessarily a part of alliances. I do believe Etihad is one of those, like they pretty much partner with everybody, but they don't have a specific alliance unless that has changed in the very, 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 very recent past. So just like Star Alliance, when you have One World status, it's a global status. So there's no actual hard program for you to apply to and attain status. This too is also commensurate to whatever status you have on their partner airlines. So here are the tiers for One World Alliance status. First, you have the Ruby status, which gets you priority on wait lists and pre-reserved seating and pre-seating where available. And in addition to that, you get expedited business class check-in. Now, you're gonna have to look that up on their site to see what level with their partner airlines correlate with the Ruby status. Normally it's lower level because we're gonna keep going up from here. Now, once you're out of the Ruby status, there is Sapphire. Now, Sapphire contains all the benefits of Ruby, plus you get quite a few other benefits, and this is where it starts to get good. Now, with the Sapphire level, you get access to business lounges, and that's across carriers. In addition to that, you get priority boarding, and your bags get priority. In other words, they are some of the first bags to come off the planes to speed you on your way so you can go wherever it is that you need to go. So they're handled first. In addition to that, the overweight charges for your bags tend to disappear because you can get up to 15 kilograms more, which is about, it's over 30 pounds. I'm not even gonna do the quick math here, but you get extra weight on your bags on both international and domestic routes. Now also, in addition to that, having Sapphire status will allow you to carry a 23 kilogram bag onto a flight, a domestic route flight, even if your ticket does not account for bags. Now, when we get to the final tier is Emerald status. Once you reach Emerald status, meaning you have high status with one of their partner airlines, you get all of the benefits of the Sapphire status. And in addition to that, you get first class check-in, access across carriers to first class lounges, and where available, they speed you to priority checks, like the first class way. But that is pretty much it. That is how the alliance works, and that's One World, and that is headed by the founding airlines that I said. So you can understand that using one airline's website to book another airline's metal to fly all around the world is basically something that we do here, and you'll see all over YouTube. So you definitely want to do that in order to take advantage of all the points. And just like with the Star Alliance, all of them aren't created equal. So you may take a little searching, but you definitely want to know which airlines that you're dealing with to make that booking possible. So for this, I'm going to show you an example of a booking that you can use to book one airline's metal from another airline's program. So here, as of this filming, you will see that we have the same flight that I used on the Star Alliance booking, and that is Miami to Frankfurt on April 11th from 11:50 to 7:20 p.m. a.m. That might not be the same exact flight, but the dates and the destinations are just the same. So you see a cash booking here, a cash price for $911 on American Airways. It says American and British Airways in order to get to where you need to go. So now here on the American site, on the American Airlines site, using American Airlines points, we're just going to be talking about the economy booking, because some people, they fly economy, that's their thing, which is fine. So you have a booking at 36,000 points plus $5.60. But now here you will see a price point for the exact same flight, but now this is through British Airways, and their cost is 34,750 British Airways Avios plus $234.20. Now, what that does is that really throws into relief how different airline programs work, because British Airways is actually notorious for passing on huge taxes and huge surcharges and fuel charges to the customer, even for reward bookings. Whereas on American, it's only $5 out of pocket, and all of this is equated to a $911 cash price. So I just wanted to show you these. Screenshots here. Now there are differing schools of thought here, but the fact of the matter is that booking with points through American Airlines proper netted you a 2.5 approximately cent per point return on your points, whereas booking through British Airways is only at approximately 1.9 cents per point. And then on top of that, you got to pay more out of pocket anyway with the British Airways flight. So now most people would ask about the calculations with this, but this is how I tend to do it to keep everything uniform on my channel, is that what I will do is take the cash price of a ticket, and whatever you have to pay out of pocket, it's understood that you were going to pay that. That was going to be baked into the ticket anyway. So I subtract that, and then I divide that difference into the amount of points that you're using to get the airline ticket. So that's how I come up with my cent per point values. Now, some people do it differently, where they divide the amount of points into the ticket's full price, and they simply say you're going to get this many cents per point plus XYZ out of pocket. So that's just a little distinction I just want to let you know. But those were the examples that I wanted to show you as far as One World Alliance bookings using British Airways to book American metal to get from the US to Britain, and vice versa. I'm sure there are other ways to do it as well. Those are just the examples I wanted to show you. So I didn't want to make this a super long video because we still have another alliance to go. And this is kind of something I want to be as a reference. Hopefully this can help somebody out, especially if they're going through it, in order to book a redemption. Now, speaking of redemptions, you also want to check out Luke Points and Miles. His series on redemptions is really great. He touches on a lot of this stuff, and you definitely want to pay attention to that. And this may actually help light your way, especially when you're doing that very first redemption like I did. It was awesome. But I'm not going to hold you anymore, so I'll catch you later.